Welcome folks to my first impressions raw reaction of the Meganex Superlight 8K. In this video you're going to go on the journey with me trying it for the first time, the final production model at my man cave. So the Meganex is a micro OLED VR headset with a resolution of 3552 by 3840, basically 4K per eye, and it's priced at a pretty staggering €1,899, but this is high-end VR like you've never seen, especially with that form factor and that crazy high resolution. Now the big deal about this particular headset is those lenses, and I remember when I tried it a few months ago that the lenses remind me of the Quest 3. That's a big deal because if we can combine a micro OLED panel with amazing lenses, then this could be my favourite headset of all time. So I'm just going to quickly show you a little bit of the unboxing, but I'm not going to mess around too much here because really I want to show you my raw reaction. As you can see, it is absolutely tiny, but it's so well built, really very nicely built. It feels solid. There's nice touches such as the light blocker, which is magnetic, and there's tons of adjustment with this thing, including diopter adjustment, eye relief. You can even tilt the headset right up so that you can have a cup of tea, for example, or if you need to adjust a setting or look at your keyboard. It's literally a button press away, which I really like, and so does Monty as well. And the soft strap, which is something that I'm not a massive fan of, actually feels very comfortable and supports the headset very well, simply because it is a very light headset. And when I say light, I'm talking this is 179 grams, which is almost the same as an Apple iPhone. So anyway, that's enough for now because this is not a review, this is a first impressions, and the best way I can describe that is by jumping in my favourite sim, which is Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Are you ready folks? Let's go. So this is it folks. I put the headset on for the first time. I'm in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. We're going to go for a little flight. And as you can see, this is the Meganex now. I think it looks amazing actually. And it's so comfortable. And even though I'm not a massive fan of soft straps, the way it's sort of sitting on your forehead, it makes it feel unobtrusive. And I like how there's just so many different ways you can adjust this. And the first thing that's so important, guys, when you try your Meganex for the first time is getting your diopter adjustments correct. It actually took me a lot longer than I thought, and I kept doubting myself, thinking, is that the right? I just need to move it to the left, a little bit to the right. I think the best way to do it is just to close one eye and get it as sharp as you can, and then do it for this, for both eyes. I really like how you can do that. That's very cool, as well as adjust the lens to eye distance, which is really important because the first time I put it on and I was doing this, I could see some distortion. But when I basically moved the eye relief out slightly, and I've also adjusted because there's a tilt as well, you can tilt it up and down. There's so many adjustments on this. That makes it really bespoke, and I think most people will be able to dial it in simply because it has those adjustments. And now that I've changed it, I'm looking at this sort of rectangular box here as the menu. It's hardly there. There's a little bit, ever so slight movement, but it really falls in the acceptable range for me, especially coming from aspheric lenses, which generally speaking are a lot worse. This looks really nice, and of course the OLED colours are popping out at me as well. So let's now go into the sim. Let's not mess around. I'm using, by the way, the microphone. I think you'll agree it sounds pretty damn amazing, so that's great. Thank you Meganex team for providing a really good microphone. It makes content creation so much easier. Anyway, I'll stop looking at the menu now and I'll give you my sort of thoughts and impressions as they appear and as I sort of feel them in the moment as we get into the sim. Right then folks, so welcome back. I've just taken the microphone gain down a little bit because I think I had it set too high. And we are in the TBM 850 right now. And I am smiling quite a lot here, and the reason why, I think the first thing that hits me is this feels like the big screen beyond but with better lenses, and it's sharper as well. And I think that kind of sums this up very well. Now, there is a little bit of glare still, but nowhere near what you'd expect from, say, the big screen beyond. And it's perfectly fine. I'm a bit of a, stickler for glare, and this is why I've chosen this scene where it's quite dimly lit, the sun's going down. This is the perfect kind of scenario for glare, and there's hardly any. There's a little bit to my sort of bottom left, but it's hardly anything, and that is amazing how they've done that. I'm currently using DLSS 4, and it's my favourite, and I'm getting 45 frames per second at the moment at full native resolution. I'll put on the screen now what the resolution is. This is important because with the spheric lenses, bear in mind the resolution of this is 4K per eye. It is insanely high. If this was a spheric lenses, you'd need to correct for barrel distortion correction a lot more, which means that to run the full native resolution would be a killer, and I'd be getting around probably 15-20 frames per second. I'm running the native resolution of this. Because it's pancake lenses, you need less barrel distortion correction, which means you're still getting that incredible sharpness, but I'm getting a lot better performance. And that is thanks to pancake lenses, really. And in terms of the sweet spot, yeah, it's very, very nice. Anyway, let's get this aircraft fired up. I thought I would do it from cold and dark, just to show you, a proper flight, where I need to look at all the gauges and everything. The funny thing is, though, I am using my Bravo, and I haven't used it, and my Alpha, for a while. So if I'm fumbling around, that's why. So let's just make sure, horn test, that's all good. So we'll put the ignition to on, and over here we'll come and put the fuel pump on, and click the starter. And, oh, wow. This does look so good. OLED colours, guys. Really, it's just where it's at. It's so natural looking, and I love how I've got no mirror at all, and that is sort of the pixel brightness inconsistencies you get with LCD panels and QLED panels. There's no issues here whatsoever, and I'm just looking around here. No dead pixels at all. It is so clear. I can look at that sky, and there's just nothing in the way of me and that sky. And I love that about micro OLED. Right then, so that's a good start. We now put the fuel pump to auto, fuel selector to auto, come down here, AP trims on, radio master, and then we can have a look at the avionics. EFIS master. Yes, guys, this is a flight sim channel. I'm doing this properly because that's what you want to see, surely. Although the landing lights on, how do you take them off? It's because all my bindings are all over the place, guys. So I just wanted to show you a full start. Inertial separator on, pitot heat on, and put these lights up here. Now, if there's a lot of movement in the image, guys, please bear in mind that as I record with lots of VR headsets, it takes time to make the recording look good, and this is a first impressions video, so you'll see a lot of movement because I haven't recorded with this headset before, but I've got to show you my first impressions. The only way to do that is to do exactly this, put the headset on and show you it. So please bear in mind, this is a rough and ready first impressions. It's not a full review or anything like that. This is exactly a sort of raw reaction situation going on here. Right, so ignition's on, inertial separator's on, and actually we'll put that to auto now. And we're all good to go, folks. So yeah, this is a 4090, and yeah, this absolutely rocks with the Meganex, especially with DLSS 4. Oh, look at that, coming to life here. All those sort of gauges, the display looks so beautiful in this thing. Right, let me do a quick sound check, guys, as we go towards the end of the runway here, and I'll get back to you in a moment. Right, folks, welcome back. And if I've got a croaky voice, guys, that's because I've got man flu at the moment. But I'll tell you one thing, there is a cure for man flu. It's the Meganex. Because Oh my god, this is so good. This is so good. I'm really loving this. I'm trying to sort of calm myself a bit. But yeah, so far I absolutely love this. I really love this headset. Let's make no mistake here. Right, let's just go for it now. This won't be the most amazing flying you've ever seen, because I'm sort of like using different controllers. I'm not on my motion rig for this first impressions. I will be testing that, of course. And we are up. This is the Isle of Man, by the way, if you're wondering where we are. The Isle of Man, and this is real world weather and time, and at the moment the sun is starting to set, which is the perfect opportunity to have a look at this OLED screen. Oh my god, this is friggin' good. This is really friggin' good. Holy shitballs. Wow. Oh yeah. 40 frames per second at the moment, 4090, native resolution. So the thing, there's a couple of things that's really like hitting me in the face. Literally hitting me right in the eyeballs. First of all, micro OLED, colours, sharpness, absolutely massive box ticked. This makes LCD headsets look a bit stupid. And if I compare this to QLED, this is still way better. It absolutely is. The next thing that's hitting me in the face is the binocular overlap. This looks like I really am looking with both my eyes naturally. There's no black bar in the way. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't look... It looks 3D, true 3D. And that's giving me a massive sort of spatial awareness of just being in this cockpit right now. I think the next thing that's hitting me is the sweet spot. Like, it is really good. Like, this is the best way I can describe this. So I'm looking at the pressure setting here, okay? So if I looked at that number 2, right? So I'm now going to look left and right, and I'll tell you when it goes out of focus. Okay, it's out of focus there, and then we're going to go all the way. That's clear, 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 super clear, 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 and then it's blurry there. And then we'll do the vertical as well. So we'll go right up, clear, clear. I'm still looking. Okay, so it's blurry there. I'm now going to go up and keep my eye central to the number 2. That's still clear, and actually it's out of my view there. I can't even look that high up. That's the sweet spot. That is superb, and this reminds me very much of the Quest in terms of its lenses, which I know is a strange thing to say because that's a really cheap headset, but Meta, they absolutely nailed it with the pancake lenses of the Quest, and no other manufacturer has been able to beat them. This reminds me very much of the Quest 3 lenses. That's a massive compliment. So let's talk about field of view. I guess that's the Achilles heel of this headset. If you want massive field of view, if you want really good field of view, this probably isn't the headset for you. Although this, to me, looks like about 102 degrees. I'll have to measure it, and I'll do all that in my full review. This is the first impressions, guys, honestly, and remember that. But I mean, the eye relief, you can really, like, if you push this right up to your eyeballs, if I do that, I get a bit of distortion. But if I push this right up, so I'm really close to the lenses, I'm definitely getting at least 102, 103 degrees. So for me, that is plenty. And if you think about all of the advantages of the Meganex, that is super high resolution, 4K per eye, clarity, as well as amazing binocular overlap, which is more important in my opinion than field of view. You've got micro OLED colours, you've got fantastic form factor as well, and yeah, I've just, by the way, adjusted my levels on the microphone again, because as I get excited, I'm trying to sort of not talk too loud because I need to understand this headset, obviously the settings. Talking of settings, I think one thing that I really do love about the Meganex, one of the big deals, is the hardware adjustability. And what I mean by that is you can change the eye relief, you can tilt it slightly up and down, and of course you've got the diopter adjustment as well. So it means that it really can be tailored to you. And of course you've got this as well. It's just brilliant. I love that. In fact, here we go. Oh yes. That is very important. I've just got to remember how to do that. I'm a bit clunky at the moment, but that will become natural to me over time. But I really love how you can flip the headset up. And let's just do the wiggle test. This is not going to look very nice on the VR image. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just going to do a wiggle test here. Oh, I don't do this in VR, guys, but people like me to test this. It doesn't really move. No, it's still in this. The thing is, the sweet spot is so big that even if it did move like a millimeter, or not even that, just ever so slightly to left or right, it's not going to have an issue, because if this, yeah, body's very big. Anyway, let's now just change the weather a little bit. That's the wrong button. I don't know what all my bindings are. There we go. Let's just go for a bit of a clearer day, because we all know black levels. In fact, actually no, let's just quickly do that first. Oh, I'm coughing, sorry. That is amazing. Oh my god, that is pure absolute black levels galore. That is completely pitch black, and I've got no glare here either. My god, that sold me. I think that's just sold me, folks. The fact that I can fly like this at night time. I'm just looking, there's a tiny little bit of glare as I move. Yeah, ever so slightly, but it's nowhere near that of the big screen beyond. It's sort of very much like the Quest, because the Quest 3 has glare, and you don't hear anybody moaning about that, do you? But that's the kind of level of glare we've got here. Yeah, it's sort of Quest 3-ish. Oh my god, that is completely pitch black. That sold me, I think. The fact that you get this level, I mean, completely beautiful, rich black colours. This is dark now. This is darkness. And I've got this panel lit up at me here, and you'd expect to get quite a bit of glare, but I'm just not getting hardly any. Like, probably 3 to 5%, not even that. And this is from someone who hates glare, guys. I don't like glare. This is a non-issue. Right, let's go full on daytime now. Oh, crikey. Get off real weather a minute. Right, so this is interesting. This is another limitation of this headset, and that is it's not going to be as bright as, say, the Somnium VR1, for example. Now, I feel this is actually brighter. I don't know, actually. It's probably about the same as the big screen beyond in terms of brightness. Maybe a little bit brighter. I'd have to do an A/B comparison. But yeah, this is not as bright as, say, an LCD headset, such as, say, the Pimax Crystal, or the obviously the Somnium VR1 is the leader when it comes to brightness. And I would say as well that in terms of sharpness, this is very similar to the Somnium VR1 actually. I think the VR1 might just have the edge over this with sharpness as well, which is pretty amazing considering the resolution difference. But again, I'll have to do more of a test, and I'll do these comparisons, guys. You know, this is literally my first moments with the Meganex. You are seeing this unfold as it happens, my reactions to it. But I love, there's a massive big deal here, guys, and that is the performance. You're getting a much better performing headset. Even though this is a combined 8K, your 4090 will run this. In fact, your 4070 Super will run this as well. And I'm running native resolution right now using DLSS 4. And I will try TAA mode as well, but I'm going to save all that for my sort of in-depth review because there's lots to unpick here. But looking out there, this just looks absolutely friggin' amazing. Honestly, I'm not sure how I'm going to go back from this, because this form factor with this level of fidelity and the lenses, this is what struck me when I was when I tested this headset and had about an hour with it. What really struck me was the lenses, and it's coming back to me all over again. It's just a very nice place for your eyes to be. It's just so comfortable. I love it. I love the comfort. I'm a big fan of this style, you know, where there's no sort of pressure on my face at all. All of the sort of weight, and there's hardly any weight really, is on my forehead. And because it's so incredibly light, it works. It works really well. I'm just literally just... You can tell I'm impressed. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just flying about aimlessly, doing nothing here. Just looking at this, thinking, this is the next step. This is the next thing that I've been waiting for. Oh, looks like my roast dinner is ready. Thanks, Melissa. Much appreciated. I'm going to have to wrap it up here, folks. Sorry. I probably could carry on talking about this for ages, but this is literally just my raw first impressions. And I'm going to have to go for dinner now and get this sort of edited and just bang it on the channel as a sort of rough and ready thing. Again, the movement of the camera of the VR image, guys, is because I haven't got my settings dialed in. I'll have a look at that. Of course, I'm talking with a tiny VR headset on and my face moves when I talk, so that's what the movement is. I don't see that in the headset. But first impressions is, I'm going to go ahead and say it now, alright? This is my ultimate favourite VR headset now. It is. And if you take away all the other stuff, because this doesn't have eye tracking, it doesn't have mixed reality pass-through, it doesn't have hand tracking. This, you know, in terms of the feature set, it depends on what you want. But when it's all said and done, this is just bare bones, amazing, incredible clarity, incredible image, amazing form factor. And it does all that perfectly. And the star of the show for me is the lenses. I've really wanted for a long time, ever since trying, funny enough, ever since trying the Apara 5K and then the big screen beyond, I've wanted a super sharp micro OLED panel coupled with great lenses. And we've finally got it, guys. This is a big deal. I love it. I absolutely friggin' love it. It is brilliant. Massive top marks. Wow. Thanks for watching, folks. Please let me know in the comments below, what would you like to see next? I'm going to give you everything, guys. There's going to be things I don't like about this. Don't know what they are yet, but there are going to be some things I'm not going to like about this. So I'm going to give you my full in-depth review, of course. But please let me know in the comments below, what would you like to see me test? But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again very soon. And I can confirm right now, the Meganex can actually cure man flu. Because right now, I don't feel ill anymore. I feel excited. I feel incredibly like I'm buzzing right now. I am buzzing, and I don't even feel like I've got a cold anymore. I just want to fly for the rest of the night, and that's exactly what I'm going to do after I've had some dinner. Take care, and see you soon. Woof. This is the future of VR. Right here. Oh yes.